Yesterday, we got absolutely killed, but the Knicks are up 2-0, baby. So guess what? There's always a silver lining, and hopefully we can turn it around today. This is the free three. Let's get into it.
I love it, Noble. Noble, I also love your YouTube videos. I watched them while I was gone. That was fire.
But getting paid because yesterday we had a full sweep. Mike going under, that was just icing on the cake.
Why are we going to go
in such a weak AFC South?
Unless we have the NBA Blowout Association.
Bang! Knicks take a 1-point lead with 13
When you hear the sirens, you know what that means.
You got barbecue back there, and you didn't invite me. Hurt my feelings.
What is up, my friends? It is your boy Noble Living back with another DYF Bets video where I'm breaking down my favorite picks and plays of the day as we just try to get to the bag together and make that money. Yesterday, it was not a good day for us at all here on the channel. Why? Because it was blowout central in the NBA. Well, I should say choke central for the Celtics. No, I can't even play the horn because that's normally reserved for a sweep. But listen, the Knicks are up 2-0. I'm not celebrating just yet, but the Knicks are up 2-0. My boy Brunson, Mikal Bridges, Josh Hart, they are getting it done. And that's the only silver lining that we could celebrate for yesterday because it was a tough day for us. 1-5 yesterday. You can see here down close to 4 units that we lost yesterday on the day. And that's not what we do here on the channel. A quick recap on how we did yesterday. Jokic over 13.5 rebounds. He only finished with 8. Why? Because the Thunder were up by like 40 points in the first quarter and they never looked back. We took the Yankees on the first 5 run line. We should have just taken them for the full game. And it's just my luck that Dylan Cease would have a no-hitter going into the 7th or 8th inning there. And the Yankees end up winning the game in like the bottom of the 9th or in extra innings. So that's freaking annoying because we could have just taken the full game. Our only win of the day came yesterday with the Phillies on the money line. No sweat bet there. They got it done. Like I said, I'm going to continue to fade the Rays for the foreseeable future just because their offense is abysmal. Our other builders of the day were Jalen Brunson, 25, Jamal Murray, 2+ 3-pointers. Well, this one missed. Why? Because Brunson just didn't score any points until the fourth quarter, really. He had like 6 points going into the fourth. Obviously, he turned up late with Mikal Bridges for the Knicks to find a way to win, but that was a tough loss there. And our other two-way parlay of the day, I called it the builder role player parlay, and I chose the 2 wrong role players. I should have chosen Josh Hart. I should have chosen Karl Anthony Towns. I could have chosen Mikal Bridges, but I chose OG Anunoby, and my boy had 5 points. He didn't get it done for us. And Jalen Williams, only 17 points, and that was because of a blowout. If he played more minutes, he probably would have gotten there. And then we took the over in the Celtics and the Knicks. Gave you guys the first half over, but I logged just the full game over as well because I really liked this one. And I said the Celtics missed 100 threes last game. I'm expecting them to hit a little bit more today. And guess what? They didn't hit nothing because they suck. And the Celtics are probably done. Okay, maybe not. But Jason Tatum, Derek White, Joe Mazzulla, they got to figure it out because all those 3 balls, the modern day NBA that people love so much, it ain't working. It ain't working. So for today, guys, I appreciate all the love and support that you guys continue to show here on the channel. I promise you that we are going to turn this thing around. If you have not hit that subscribe button, if you have not hit that like button, please do so. We are going to be here. I'm back in my rhythm. I'm back in my flow. NBA playoffs have been hard to handicap. I'm not going to lie because there have been blowouts. There's been obviously unexpected wins like the Celtics losing 2 games, like the Cavaliers losing 2 games at home, and that makes it tough sometimes. Even like somebody like myself who likes to take a lot of money line parlays, who likes to take a lot of safer plays, well, you can't really call anything safe nowadays. So make sure you guys are practicing bankroll management and make sure you guys are trying to just stay open because that's the biggest thing, right? Don't have your mind like a horse with blinders and have tunnel vision on, but really try to stay open to what else could be out there for you guys as we continue to try to crush the sports books, all right? So let's dive into the plays for us real quickly for today. Let's get this abysmal record off the screen. All our plays are tracked at the Action Network at Noble Living. I do have a few nerfies of the day. We went 3 out of 4 on our nerfies yesterday. So these are some of the things that add to the bankroll. So when I went 1-5 on the channel on the free 3, make sure you guys are following us at TikTok on Noble Living because you can get the Noble nerfie. We went 3 out of 4 on those yesterday, and that can help kind of get you back a few units. It's not going to get you all the way back up, but it's going to help you kind of like, you know, if we lose a few book plays, it can help you be able to turn the ship around a little bit, all right? So for my first best bet of the day, if you're tapped in here early, I'll give you guys a quick money line parlay. We're going to go with the Tigers on the money line. We're going to go with the Royals on the money line. These are just 2 fades on 2 of the worst teams in baseball right now, that being the Rockies, that being the White Sox. I like both of the pitchers going for the Royals and the Tigers, but both of these games start at 1:10 and 2:10 or 2 and 3, depending on where you're located. So for me, I'm not a big fan of giving you guys early afternoon games, but I just kind of want to throw that one out there. That is going to be a play that I'm locking in. But our first pick of the day, the odds have already already moved on this one pretty significantly, but we're going to take the Phillies again on the money line here, minus 145. If you want to parlay with a big favorite like the like the Wolves on the money line today, you can to get to plus 100. That's just a little bit risky, but I like the Phillies today. Let's go real quickly. Let's see who the Phillies are sending to the mound. That's right, Mr. Jesus Luzardo, 3-0 on the year, 1.94 ERA. You see the numbers there. Meanwhile, Ryan Pepio, 2-4 on the year with a 4.23 ERA. But you can also see the Rays here, 9-15 at home. They've definitely struggled at George Steinbrenner Field, and that's one because they're a team that doesn't have a whole lot of power. And we're realizing that this is a field where you need that home run ball. Why? Because it's very short porches. This is their makeshift stadium. It's a spring training stadium. That's what it is. And they made it their regular season stadium this year because of the damage that was done to the dome due to the hurricane this past season. So because of that, we can see that a lot of the teams that the Rays are facing this year that have home run power, they're losing to. That's why we took the Phillies yesterday, and we're going to take them again today. Jesus Luzardo, we can look at his game log real quickly, how this guy's been doing. Last start against the D-backs, 5 1/3, 9 hits, 2 earned runs given up, but the Phillies gave him 3 runs of support, and that was still good enough for a win. Meanwhile, against the Cubs, 6 hits, 6 innings, 3 hits, no earned runs given up to go with 5 strikeouts, and that was at Wrigley, which sometimes can be a very hitter-friendly ballpark. Sometimes it can't be because of the wind, but when the wind is blowing out, it's definitely in favor of the hitters, in which you can see that was a 10-4 matchup, but again, he gave up no earned runs in that start. And I love the recent teams that he's facing. Arizona, Cubs, Giants, the Braves. These are all top 15 offenses in the major leagues, and now he's going against a Rays team which has struggled offensively. I'm not fading Jesus Luzardo here. I like the Phillies. We're going to lock this in for our first pick of the day. For our second best bet of the day, we can go to the NBA real fast. And there's a few NBA plays, guys, that is, NBA's been rough. I'm not going to lie to you guys. It's been a little bit rough in the playoffs. I'm not been trying to get cute with it, but I've been trying to look at like different angles or different things that can hit like builder parlays and because these spreads, like laying 10.5 points in the playoff game, it can work for you, like if you're the Thunder, and it can work against for you if you're the Celtics. So you got to take it with a grain of salt. So this is what I'm going to do. I expect the Wolves to come out and jump out to a quick lead. Yes, we know the Warriors are without Steph and Curry. I don't think that's the biggest of deals here. Why? Because this is why you got Jimmy Butler. We've seen him lead a team to the finals multiple times without the most talent, so we know he's capable of doing it. Obviously, he's not 100% healthy because of just the back injury and all that from the last series and just a grueling series, and I do think that the Wolves win this game. We need a much better performance from Anthony Edwards, who can't come out and just score 1 point in the first half. But also at the same time, we need better play from the role players. Naz Reid, Rudy Gobert, Dante DiVincenzo. It can't be solely Anthony Edwards and Julius Randle that you're expecting to score all the points here. But because I expect the Wolves to come out to a fast lead here, I'm going to take them on the first half money line. Now, if you want to take them on the first half spread, be my guest. But one of the things I have realized is a lot of these big favorites, they're not losing in the first half. They're losing in the full game. We saw that with the Cavaliers last game. They lost in the full game, but they won the first half. Same thing in game 1. Yesterday with the Celtics, they were winning in the first half. Same thing with game 1, but they lose the full game. So for me, let me just take the first half. If you want to take the 5.5, 6.5 first half spread, you can do that. But I'm just going to take them on the first half money line, and I'm going to parlay that with the Los Angeles Dodgers in the late night game. Now, if you want to take the Braves on the money line, I do like the Braves as well as a favorite, but I'm going to take the Dodgers here on the money line, and you can see that gets us the plus 120 odds there, which is not too shabby. Now let's go back here real quickly and let's look at the Dodgers real fast and see who they're playing. They're playing the Arizona Diamondbacks at Arizona, which is a very hitter-friendly ballpark. And after the series that the Dodgers came off last game or last series, I think their offense needs a kind of quick of a bounce back. They scored 7-4 here, but they didn't score a lot of their runs until a little bit later on in the game. Same thing here against the Marlins. This was like a 1-0 game up until like the 7th and 8th inning. They lost this game in extra innings. Same thing here. Don't let the 10-1 score fool you. If we click on the game log real quickly and we look at the box score, you could see here they scored a lot of their runs in the 7th and 9th inning. Besides that, it was a 0-0 game. It was very, very tight. So that's why I don't want to do the first half money line or the first 5 spread. I just want to take the full game because the Dodgers offense, like facing Ohtani 4 times is tough. Facing Freeman 4 4 times as tough. Facing Mookie 4 times as tough. Facing any major league hitter 4 times as tough. But when you talk about the offense that the Dodgers have, that is tough. And when you're sending Yamamoto to the mound, 0.9 ERA, he's been absolutely stellar for the Dodgers. But this is also a fade on Brandon Pfaadt, because even though he's a 5-2 record and a 3.79 ERA, which is not bad, and he's kind of been like the most consistent starter for the D-backs in this lineup, look at his recent start against the Phillies. 4 2/3 innings, 9 hits, 7 runs. Look against the Braves, 6 innings, 9 hits, 3 runs. And the reason why that's a concern is because look at the difference between the Phillies and the Braves, and look at the Rays, look at the Marlins, look at the Orioles. 6 innings, 5 2/3, 6 innings, a combined 2 earned runs given up over those 3 starts. But these offenses are bottom offenses in the league. These are top offenses. And guess who has a top offense? The Dodgers. So that's why we're going to take the Dodgers on the full game money line against Yamamoto here, and then the Wolves to get out to a fast start in the first half. All right. So those are the baseball plays, and that's what we can combine with the NBA play. Now I'm going to give you guys a few NBA player props here. The first one is not going to be a popular player prop, but we're going to go through the 3-point line here, and I'm going to go with Mr. Draymond Green over 1.5 3-pointers at plus 105 to win 1 unit. Now, a lot of people do not want to take Draymond Green props, and they definitely don't want to take Draymond Green to get a 3-point prop. But why am I taking that? Because Draymond has been shooting a shit ton of threes. Don't ask me why. Well, I'll tell you why. Here we go. If we look at Draymond Green's game log real fast, let's zoom in real quickly here. We could see last game against the Wolves, 18 points, 6 of 13 shooting, but 4 of 10 from the 3-point line. Against the last game against the Rockets, 16 points, 2 of 8 from the 3-point line. Now, he only had 1 here, but then he had another game where he had 2. He had another game where he had 2. In the last 10 games, he's gone over this total in 5 of the last 10, so only a 50% hit rate and 5 3-point attempts. But I like over the last few games, he's been shooting the 3-ball way more. So the volume should be there, and as a professional NBA player, if you're shooting 10 3-pointers, you should be able to hit 20% of them and give me 2. Now, the reason why I like Draymond to shoot threes is because I believe that is going to be a conscious focal point for the Warriors here. Now, obviously they have no Steph Curry, and the question is going to be which other players are going to step up for them. We know Jimmy Butler is going to do what he does. Buddy Hield is playing really good right now, but we need somebody else. Either it's going to be Kuminga, it's going to be Pod. We need somebody else. It's going to be a low-scoring game. It is, but we need somebody else. And this is also the thing. Draymond is going to shoot a lot of threes because Rudy Gobert is allowing him to shoot a lot of threes. They've got to force Rudy Gobert off the floor. Rudy Gobert, I don't think this is a series that he can play in. And now that Steph is hurt, it kind of keeps him on the floor for a little bit longer. But Draymond is a stretch big. And Rudy Gobert is trying to play at the free throw line and below. He's not trying to play at the 3-point line. And that's why Draymond has had so many open looks from the 3-point line, and that's why he was able to hit 4 of them. We only need 2 here. If we look at Rudy Gobert real quickly, I'm not going to look at all the defensive numbers, but you can see he only played 26 minutes in game 1 in comparison to 38 against the Lakers, 26, 25, 28, right? And during the regular season, he's averaging well over 33, 34 minutes per game. So his minutes are significantly decreasing here, especially against lineups like the Lakers here, like the Warriors here, that shoot a lot of threes as big men. And the only time that he had a good game against the Lakers right here was the game that they didn't play Jackson Hayes any type of minutes for real. And Jackson Hayes is not a stretch big man, but he's more of an athletic big man, and he's kind of like that pick and roll threat, that lob threat. Draymond's obviously not that, but again, I feel like the emphasis for this Warriors team is going to be, hey, we could trade 3s for 2s, even though the Wolves like to shoot a lot of threes themselves. But Rudy Gobert, I think they're going to try to play him off the court. So that's why we're going to take Draymond for 2 3s here. But thus, the volume is going to be there. Now, our last best bet of the day is going to be our builder lay of the day. And I know the mistake I made yesterday is I took a lot of I don't want to say I made a mistake taking a lot of Knicks guys, because obviously the Celtics folded as well, but I went heavy on like Jokic. I went heavy on some of the Nuggets players, and they didn't really come through. Same thing when I took like Donovan Mitchell. Well, Donovan Mitchell came through, but these players have been tricky sometimes if you're trying to like take certain players or take certain sides in their blowouts. So this is what we're going to do. I'm going to take Julius Randle for 15 plus points. Okay, we're going to look at his numbers real quick. Let's go look at Julius Randle real quick. If you want to take Anthony Edwards, you can. But his lines are just super juiced. You can see his shot line here is at 27.5. So what does that mean? Hold on, I think I'm frozen here. Okay, bet, we're good. His line here is at 27.5. He's going to have the volume. He's going to shoot it a shit ton of times. But the Warriors know we need to get him, like, we can't allow him to get off. And the Warriors, this is a team that's won 4 championships in the last 15 years, guys. They know that defense is what wins come playoff time. I mean, the last game was 99 to like 80. So we saw what can happen in a defensive game. So the reason why I like Julius Randle here is because not only is he aggressive, 11 attempts, 16 attempts, 22 attempts, but he's also getting to a free throw line at a high rate, 10 attempts, 7 attempts, 10 attempts. It concerned me that Anthony Edwards was not trying to get to the free throw line. He was trying to get cute with those layups, which he missed. He's crying for fouls, which a lot of the players are, but we know the officials are not calling fouls that much. But we can see Julius Randle has really carved out himself as the second leading scorer on this team, and all we need is 15 points, and he's gotten that every single game thus far in the playoffs. So I like that here. I'm not going to overthink it. I think that the Warriors defensively are really going to focus on trying to get Anthony Edwards kind of out of the game plan like they did early in game 1. Now, the second leg of the parlay is going to be an alt of 3-pointers. And I'm going to go with Buddy Hield to hit 3 3-pointers. So that gets us to about minus 120 odds. So we're not fully at plus 100 like I usually like to get. But again, it's a little bit safer for me rather than Anthony Edwards 25. And I think even though I think he can get 25, it's just expensive to lay when we can take Julius for like 15 or for damn near the same. If your book allows you to take Julius for like 18, I would do that as well. Okay? So what we're going to do here is if we look at Buddy Hield real quickly, we can see that the resurgence with him and Jimmy has been great. I love the comedy, the banter between the two guys. But the last 2 games, Buddy has been on fire. 9 of 11 from the 3-point line against the Rockets, and then 5 of 8 for the 3-point line last game. The volume is going to be there. We're going to need even more volume from him today with no Steph Curry. We know he's one of the best 3-point shooters, not even just on this team, but in the league. I read a stat yesterday that Buddy Hield, since he's been in the league, is top 5 in the NBA in made 3-pointers. Now, a lot of people don't talk about that. We talk about Steph Curry. We talk about Anthony Edwards, even Malik Beasley. But Buddy Hield is a guy who's always in the conversation for top 3-point shooters in the league in terms of 3-pointers made, and he's going to get the volume. So that's what we're going to lock in for today's plays. That's what I like. All right, guys. So a quick recap on today's video of what we're going to go with quickly on today's episode of the Free 3. We're going to go with a 2-way parlay early with the Kansas City Royals and the Detroit Tigers to get it done, fading the 2 worst teams in baseball. We're going to take Phillies on the money line as I just don't see how the Rays score enough runs, and Luzardo's in excellent form. Draymond Green over 1.5 3-pointers as I believe he's going to shoot a lot as he's going to try to force Rudy Gobert off the floor by hitting 3-pointers. We're going to take a 2-way parlay with the Dodgers on the money line and the Minnesota on the first half money line. Minnesota on the first half money line. And another reason why I like the Dodgers full game rather than first 5 and just isolate to Yamamoto is if we go to coverage.com and look at the top bullpens in the ERA right now, the D-backs, 5th highest bullpen ERA right here, or 6th highest. So for me, their bullpen's not much better than their starters, so I'm expecting the Dodgers to score a few runs off of them. And then our builder lay of the day, Julius Randle for 15, Buddy Hield for 3+ 3-pointers. That is what we're going with on today's episode of the Free 3. Hopefully we can turn this thing around because, like I said, yesterday was not our best day, so hopefully we can get this ship turned around. And we've got a long month ahead of us, all right, guys? So stick with us. I appreciate all of the support. Smash that subscribe button if you're not already, and then our TikTok at Noble Living, the Noble Nerfy is on there for today. We've got 2 plays that we like today in the Nerfy world, so make sure you guys lock that one in. All right, my friends? As always, dictate your fate, get to that cheddar, and I'll see you guys in tomorrow's video. Later, gang.